What is the stock market doing? I'm William Grantham with IchimokuWeather.com, and we're going to take a look at that question right now. We're going to start off by looking at the E-mini S&P 500 Index futures, as this is one that many people do take a look at. We can see that over the last couple of trading days, we did trade down to the top of the cloud. Over the last 2 days, the cloud has provided support for market price that has traded down underneath both the blue line and the red line, which are starting to close in on each other. If we see these touch, then that is going to be a bearish sign. 3 ETFs that are used on the stock market are QQQ, SPY, and DIA. We're going to take a look at those. We can see that the QQQ, which is the S&P 100, has fallen down through the cloud, came out under the cloud, and then barely clawed back in today, making it inside the cloud. However, it is going down quite a bit on an increasing volume. So we are concerned about that, as we see that we do have a bearish channel that is now formed with the blue line below the red line. The S&P 500 using SPY is looking just a little bit better. We came down and the top of the cloud provided support yesterday, and today we traveled into the cloud, but we closed closer to the red line and the blue line, the Tenkan-sen, the blue line, and the Kijun-sen, the red line. They have not touched yet, so we still have a bullish channel going on, even though we have gotten down very close to touching. Looking even better is the Dow Jones Industrial Average, DIA. We can see that we touched the cloud yesterday a little bit, but today we didn't even touch the cloud, and we traded in between the trading range of the red line and the blue line, and we closed way above the blue line. So the Dow Jones Industrial Average is showing the most bullishments of the three. Now, if you want to see all three combined, we use another ETF, VTI. VTI is the total stock market ETF provided by Vanguard. If we look on the Vanguard page, we can see that it has 3,640 stocks. That means that when you buy one share of VTI, you are buying fractional shares in over 3,000 different stocks. If we scroll down lower on the page, we can see that its division of the different sectors is it has 26.6 in technology. So when technology is pulling down, VTI is going to pull down as well. Second, we have consumer discretionary. That's also called consumer services or consumer cyclical, and we have 16.7% there. Next is healthcare, and then industrials. Taking a look at our daily chart on VTI, we did travel into the cloud over the last 2 days. We do have higher than average volume over the last 10 trading periods, and we do have the blue line has crossed underneath the red line, which is a bearish sign. We did get up and out of the cloud today and came up and found resistance at the red line. Taking a look at the weekly, we can see that we've just barely traded down to the blue line, so the weekly is going drawdown. What drawdown? I don't see any drawdown. We're also going to switch over to a 4-hour. And here on the 4-hour chart, we can see that we have fallen underneath the cloud. So if you were looking to get back into VTI or to get back into the market in general, and you wanted to see something a little bit more refined than the 1-day chart, take a look at the 4-hour chart, and here we can see that market action did come up and found resistance at the bottom of the cloud. We do have the blue line below the red line, so that is a bearish channel that is coming down, and so that's going to give us concern until that closes. So what are we going to be watching for? On the 4-hour, we're watching for price to get up inside the cloud. This is a long flat line here on the bottom of the cloud, and so getting above that is going to be our first sign, and then being able to see the blue line get above the red line is the next sign, and then of course see market action get up above the top of the cloud. Now in the future on the 4-hour, we do have a Kumo twist that has happened, and that's where we have turned from a green cloud into a red cloud here on the future. So we're also going to be looking for a reversal of that Kumo twist, which will need to happen when market price gets up higher and moves above the cloud. Then that will cause the future cloud to then turn back from red into green. If you wanted to put a magnifying glass up to the stock market, you drop down into lower time frames. So let's go from a 4-hour down to a 1-hour. And we can see that we have been trading underneath the 1-hour cloud for quite a few days. We do have a bearish channel going on, and the green lagging line is free and clear to the downside, even though it has moved up. Its cone of possibility shows that it could be moving into market action if we do start consolidating or moving sideways. We could see that the lagging green line could avoid market action if the current price stays below the cloud. Going down on a lower time frame, we can see that on a 30 minutes, it starts getting a little bit more interesting. We do have the blue line that has crossed above the red line, and so that is a bullish sign that has happened here on the 30 minute. We're coming up and we're starting to approach the cloud. We can see that on the next trading day, we are going to move into a possibility of being able to challenge the cloud and being able to go through it here at a weak point, which is the thin part of the cloud. So if market action can consolidate, stay at about the same level, we will see more bullishness on the 30 minutes with being able to get above the cloud. Going down to an even tighter time frame, on the 5 minute, we can see that we are starting to look very bullish, very positive on this short range viewpoint. We do have a bullish channel that opened up at about noontime and has allowed us to have a nice bullish channel moving up into the close today. Now when market opens on the next trading day, we're going to be interested to see if we can stay above the blue line or if we're going to trade down below the red line. So once again, on a daily chart, we are seeing a little bit of positiveness as we have moved up above the cloud. The cloud itself is providing us a zone of support underneath, but we can see that that zone of support is rising in our future. So we're going to need to stay with a bullish intent to be able to get up above this cloud as we move towards it. Moving up higher will also cause the blue line to cross back above the red line. So that will be a bullish sign as well. So as we are watching this, asking ourselves, what is the market doing? We're waiting to see if the blue line can get above the red line. We're waiting to see if market action can stay above the cloud, and we're wanting to see the cloud itself to provide us support just like it did over the last 2 days where market action traded into the cloud but then bounced off and stayed above. I'm William Grantham with Ichimoku Weather.com answering what is the stock market doing based upon Ichimoku Kinko Hyo.